Alright, test number 3 for the new stove style. I put about an ounce of water in there. We're at 60 degrees. Let me clear last. Okay, it's cleared already. Go ahead and light this. Let it come to a heated boil. Let the alcohol come to a boil. And then we'll put the pot on there. Now this is a bit different. This is closer to the Cottle stove that was demonstrated by Hiram, but I wanted to show my version of that. I also tried something different, and I tried it with a felt around the outside, and it actually kept the flame going full speed the whole time. It didn't die off as soon as you put the pot on there. So I may do another video with that on there. It's just a piece of felt wrapped around the outside, much like the wick fiberglass people wrap around the outside. I just tried it with a fiberglass. I'm sorry, with a carbon felt around the outside. That way I can remove it and put it back on, remove it and put it back on. We're boiling down there, so I don't know where. So I'm gonna let the alcohol is. So I'm gonna put this on. Get it nice and centered up there. Okay, I think we're good there. Oops. Sorry about that. Oh great, the battery light's flashing, so we'll see how this goes. I may have to slap some new batteries in here real quick. I have it set in my camera case over here. I'm going to try and get as much of the initial flame here as I can because I want you guys to see. Are they all burning? Yes, they are. Okay. Sorry, I had to open up the garage a little bit. That's why the sunlight's coming in from the back there. I had to air out a little bit. I was smelling too many fumes in the garage, so I had to open things up a little bit. If you look in the background there, that plant hanging in the background, those are actual hops used for brewing beer. I don't know if anybody's watched any of my other videos. I have some beer brewing videos where I do some demonstrations on beer brewing. We got a festival coming up this weekend where I'm going to do some brewing, and I had some pre-brewing for that festival that I had done, and I did about 3 videos on that. But those are the hops that we use. I'll zoom in real quick just so you can see those if you're interested. Yeah, it doesn't come in too well when you zoom in on this camera. But those are hops that you would use for brewing. Anyways, just thought I'd share some of the other things I'm doing in the background. So this is up to 95. I didn't hit start, so we're going to have to use the camera time and find out what time I started it. I'm going to start the clock when it hits an actual solid number here so I can add the two together in case the battery dies. So we're up to 100 degrees already. That's pretty quick getting up there. Alright. Now I can add that time to whatever time this is. That time on the camera was 3:30. Obviously I didn't start it at 0. But I can add the two together and get a number in case the camera should die in the middle of it and I have to replace the batteries. I wanted to show Hiram something here. I also have my Boy Scout pot here, and I've never used that for a test on. I don't know why. Just I've always had it put away in my scouting gear, kept in the closet. So I am currently a scout leader, so I use it when I go camping, but I just don't get it out for my alcohol stoves that much. And just in comparison size, from the top down, which I'm not showing you really, it's about, I don't know, 1 inch to somewhere between 3/4 of an inch and 1 inch less in diameter. I can't tell exactly because I'm not laying it on top of it. And in actual height, it's about 1/2 inch less in height. So overall it's very similar to a grease pot, just a little smaller, and the lid is a little less intrusive with the big handle on it. And the handle is nice to have on the pot because otherwise you have to carry some type of pot grabber. So these are rather nice. I have seen some people take and put some hose on this to keep themselves from getting burnt when they grab it. So I may try and use this and see how things go and see if there's a difference in time from this pot to the standard grease pot. I know these are cheap, but believe it or not, you can find these really cheap just about everywhere you go because there's just so many out there. And sorry, iron, my bottom's not sparkly shining, but that's because I tend to use it on a camping trip every once in a while now and then. I'm going to turn the sound on here so we can hear this when it goes off. We're at 3 something on this clock, which means 3 plus whatever the original time was is our total time so far, and I don't know what our original time was. So we're up over 5 minutes, I'm guessing, and we're at 180. $209, $210, $212. At 5 on this clock, plus we need to add the time that was originally on the camera. So I'll have that time posted in the video at the bottom down here. And the same goes for this stove with blowing it out. It's just not possible. Oh, I correct myself, it is possible. To give you an idea, the bottom of my pot's very black, yes. To give you an idea on the comparison in size of the grease pot to the other pot, the Boy Scout pot, there's not much, and I said it was an inch. It's not even that. It's much less, and height-wise, it's not much either. So very similar pots in size. Just wanted to show you some weight on some of these stoves that I had. This was the large hold stove that I did in my last video. I'm sorry, second to last video. That had the top of a can pressed into the bottom of a can with hole punches. That is 6.3 grams. This was the one that I thought it would be wise to show you how easy it was to crush. As you can see, flexible aluminum, very flexible. This was 6.1 grams. And the final stove that I did was the mix between the two thicknesses as far as aluminum goes. That one was 9.4 grams. In comparison, this is my filled with carbon felt little mini stove, 24.2 grams. So there is a major difference in weight between a standard stove. Here is a, oh, this one actually has alcohol in it. I was going to show you a burn on that. Let me dump that out first, because that will change the weight. Here's another one I was going to show you. This is the similar stove with a flip top holes out of that same type of bottle that I just showed you, the 9.4. And that is 14.1. I want to show you the difference between this burn and how fast it is, and this burn and how fast it is, to see the difference. I also want to show you, I had mentioned some felt I had built on the outside of this, which was like this, as a wicking device, and that really brought the time down. So I want to show you that, and that's something you could simply just pull off and shove inside for storage.